Do I look okay?
You look great, but we should practice doing our duck face.
Oh my god, yes. Do it to the camera.
Camera.
Just kidding. Hey, so I am Jennifer MK and I play Lex in Certifiable.
And I'm Aimee Theresa, and I played Gabby in Certifiable.
We are producers on the film as well as co-leads, and
It's a series.
Oh shoot, I did that. That's like the third time I did that. The series.
The series.
We play co-leads on the series, and we just kind of wanted to say hi as ourselves to talk a little bit
about our project.
Yep.
The project.
Yep.
How it came to be.
Yeah.
Like maybe that might be a good way to start.
That's a good idea. So I think it was, oh gosh, how many years ago is that now? Like 3?
It's probably 3.
Was
Probably.
it more?
It could have been more because we've done a lot since then.
Yeah, we're very busy. Yeah, so a few years ago, Aimee and I, it was before we had done other stuff, started talking about the idea of this.
Mm-hmm.
It was after the stall, but I don't think we had done
after the stall, but we hadn't done another project together, I think.
No, not
since
yet.
that. So
right.
yeah, it was sort of in between.
So we started talking about wanting to do a short film that was just with 2 or 3, I think at the time it was like 3 lead women. It was like 3 women, and it was not about a guy. It was not focused on like a relation. It was like just the women.
Maybe also too, the characters weren't necessarily like accessories.
Yeah, we
like,
didn't want
talk about like not being like a girlfriend or a wife or a
sister
to the lead character. We wanted it to just be a story about women.
Wanted the storyline not to be centralized around a man, but then we also wanted all of the supporting characters to be women as much as possible. Yeah. We wanted women, and I think
it's true. It's every opportunity we had to make a character a female.
I really just like casting women and giving women opportunities for really good roles that are significant and
maybe a
meaty
and maybe a little bit different from what
they
have been playing.
Right. Yeah. So, but that's just something we wanted to touch on.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that we put that out there as something that we feel is really important and something we're trying to evoke
a little bit of a change.
Yeah.
Not saying, but in history of films and the roles we've gone out for, even recently, that is nature of the industry. Mm-hmm. And so we are 2 producers who are really just trying to make it more equal, more balanced, have more opportunities for females who want to act and stretch their wings a little bit and not be so stereotyped.
I always like to say is like put in a box. It's like one of the things that you really hate is to be put in a box. So we're trying to make sure that either there is no box,
or you put them in a different box.
Put them in a different box, or maybe like a hexagon. I don't know,
something shape. Maybe in like a little globe instead.
A hat box.
Yeah.
Round. I don't know. They can't get stuck in corners.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I don't know where this analogy is going.
I'm really liking it.
But it's fun to, so that's something that we're striving to do.
Suggested we do something funny. It's like, a fun short. Like, let's just do something fun and have a good time.
Yeah.
And then we planned it all out. We were about to film, and then it kind of just fell apart, like, at the last minute.
Yeah.
And then we just shelved it. Like, it just, like, personal things came up in my life and, like, other things, and we just kind of were like,
Yeah. So it was a short film. It was definitely written. It was ready. And it just had to be put on hold.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure I can't remember exactly how it happened, but I think I started to write other episodes to it, and then I think I just messaged you and was like, hey, I wrote this into a series, and then that was it. Like, it just, okay, cool. And then I think I probably, if I'm remembering correctly, I think I sent her, I didn't write a ton, but I think we went back and forth, and I think you gave me some suggestions for like where to go or things to add to make it like more, you know, interesting, or to like make it long enough, right? Because we had to make it 9 episodes.
We needed, it was 9 episodes, and so there was just, I think I just added like, well, maybe what about this?
Or Gabby does this,
maybe,
or
maybe this is the situation. Try that. Yeah.
So we had a lot of fun kind of putting that together, and then once we had the full script and, you know, Aimee read it, she was like, let's do it.
Like, let's do this. It'll be fun. This will be fun.
Yeah, like we have to do this. Is just something that is enjoyable to watch, and it goes quickly, and it's just fun, and it's funny, and it's very like, it's not, I wouldn't say so much like off the wall, but it's just like out there, like the things that, because we play
lighthearted,
right? It's lighthearted. We play 2 actresses who wish they were as famous as they think they are. So they basically are just kind of like your stereotypical, like what people would think
stereotypical celebrities, sort of very, very full of themselves, really just outwardly focused and concerned with sort of materialistic things, and being famous. You know? So it's sort of like poking fun a little bit at all of that in the culture at the moment, like Instagram and modeling and trying
duck face,
you know, just trying to make fun of some of the current culturistic,
exactly, and like poking fun a little bit like at ourselves too, I guess, as being actors, and you know what you've
being actors who want to work, who
want to work and do things like that. So so the show, that's how the show came to be.
Once Jen had all of the episodes done, we had a few table reads. People were pretty excited once they read it, because it's funny and it's fun.
And you always know you're doing the right thing when you start to share the script, and people start to read the script, and they start to get really excited. And because I mean, we've been to table reads that we were like, oh yeah, the script's cool, and that's it. But these people were reading it, and they were like laughing at the table read, and they're like, oh, when are we gonna do this? I repeat, like, can we do this? So it's always a good sign when that
people
happens.
Were excited. And we had auditions too. I forgot. We had auditions probably before the table reads. Because we actually had all the characters read their parts at the table reads. So the auditions were really fun. We saw a lot of great people.
A lot of good talent.
It was very cool. I think a few we had a few tough decisions, but we ended up
definitely did. There was a couple that were like difficult, but then there was some where it was like we kind of were like, okay, it's probably gonna be this person, and then someone walked in. Like for instance, Michelle Pauls. She just came in, and we had a couple options for the doctor before she walked in, like of people we had seen, and we were like, oh, they could be the doctor, they could be the doctor. They're really good. Michelle walked in and she read, and we were like, that's the doctor. There was like not a doubt in either of our minds that the doctor was Michelle Pauls, because when you watch the show, you'll see why, and how the doctor comes into play.
It was a lot of fun. So it was a long day. We saw a lot of people. I think we ended up having to do some self-tapes. It was a little tricky.
For Nanner. We had a really tough time finding the right Nanner. And when you watch the show, you'll see why. He's a character that is doesn't say a lot, so he doesn't have a lot of dialogue. So as an actor, it's very challenging to not have dialogue. Like, what are you doing when you're not talking? That's a very difficult thing. A lot of actors struggle with that. And so to find the right guy to pull that off,
and to be in it,
and to be entertaining while not talking, or while sitting on the sideline.
A lot of his comedy is, he's not necessarily in the foreground. We're not. Basically, the focus is not on him, but he has to be in the moment and as Nanner without taking full focus. But you notice him,
and he's hilarious. You built Gabby, right? Like, there was a script there already, but that was it. The rest of it all came from you.
But I read the script, and I just really had a really strong picture in my mind as to who Gabby was. So I really wanted to match that. So I wanted her to have a pink wig, loved really colorful hair, and she loves anime, and She loves makeup, and I just had this personality that I was trying to achieve. So, and I know we even talked about like even switching wigs at one point.
Right.
I was like,
yeah.
no, it's she's got to have the pink wig. It's just a part of who I see her as. Like, it wasn't so much that she wanted different. She just wanted to have pink hair.
No, that was such a positive and strong choice for the character. Because I do remember that conversation with the wigs. I was like, oh, maybe we both have wigs and we change out wigs. And then it was like, I don't think I didn't get what you were going for at first. And I think once I got it, I was like, oh, wait, no, you're right. Like, Gabby's in a pink wig and that's it.
I just had this character I really wanted to match in my head.
Right.
So,
and that was the right choice because Gabby's an excellent character and she brings so much to the show. And one of my favorite parts about Gabby is that she comes off as the ditzy one, like she does, right? But she has some of like the suggestions that she gives or she puts out there are like, huge turning points in the show.
I honestly think a lot of times she'll make a suggestion and it may be the best choice, but it usually gets shot down by Lex, because Lex kind of runs the
Lex like thinks she runs the show, but I think Gabby sometimes knows what's best for them and Lex doesn't always listen.
Once in a while. I'm trying to think of
it was
situations.
with Dick.
With
Dick. Dick Sprinkle's our manager. The character manager.
Mm-hmm.
So Gabby thought he would be the best manager for them all along. And Lex was hesitant because she didn't really like him. But at the end, it ended up he was the best choice.
Well, I think like Gabby's really just like Lex's best friend, and she really admires Lex. I think she tries to aspire to be kind of like Lex because she has this idea that Lex sort of has it all together. She usually is all put together, and we talk about lines a lot. And like Gabby has a pretty hard time as her actress self memorizing things and getting ready for an audition. She's very nervous all the time, and she always looks to Lex for guidance,
right?
To sort of figure out, okay, so how should I be doing? What should I be doing? Oh, she's doing that. Okay, I'll do that.
That's probably right. So I guess she does kind of look at her as like a
she's
mentor
just kind of
or something.
Looking up to
what
you.
do I do?
Yeah.
How do I do?
They're really good friends.
They're best friends, and they're independent of each other. But no, wait, I'm sorry, they're codependent on each other. So it's not just like Gabby's dependent on Lex. Lex is also dependent on Gabby.
Absolutely.
But Gabby, I'll say a couple personality traits. Like Gabby's super sweet. She's very kind. She kind of, and we'll get to this more when we get to Lex, but she keeps Lex in check because I think without Gabby, Lex would probably be really mean. So Gabby always kind of
does kind of keep her in check.
She keeps her in check.
She would like to keep things kind of even, I think.
Right. Yeah, which is good. Main focus is acting and wanting to be an actress and like going on this journey with Lex, but her side story, I would say, is wanting to be in love, right?
Wanting to be in love. She does not really great at directing her choices for love, but she would really like to be in love.
Yeah, and there'll be some good backstory things that come with Gabby when we reveal her past in season 2. So that will
come up.
That will come up, but it's going to be really interesting. That when we talked about it, because Lex and Gabby are similar, right? But we had to make clear choices to make them two different people, because a lot of the dialogue, we could probably switch dialogue and Gabby could read Lex's dialogue as Gabby and Lex could read Gabby's dialogue as Lex, and it would still make sense and it would still work because they're kind of their characters are very similar, so we had to make those strong choices, whereas like Gabby was the sweeter one. She was a little more timid when it comes to Lex, like a little more like, oh well, whatever you think, Lex. So Lex kind of had to be the stronger one. She's not really put together, but she sure acts like it. Like she acts like she knows everything, kind of takes like control of like the situations, or she thinks she does. So I know she'll be like, well, like, no, we shouldn't do that, or don't do that, or let's do this, or we can do that, but we also have to do this. Like she's kind of mean to other people, like outside of her and Gabby get into a fight, but it's pretty equal. Like their fighting is equal. They like equally pick on each other.
Yeah, they
so it's
pick
not
on each other about the same.
By no means is like Lex a bully or anything to Gabby. Like they have a very loving friendship, but to other people, Lex is a bully. Like Lex will try to bully other people.
Right.
And Gabby tries to like shut her down. But I think at the end of it, it's kind of like Lex's lack of confidence in those issues is why she's a little like snarky and nasty to people. Like I think she just doesn't really know, so her social skills aren't.
She doesn't. Yeah, I think it's maybe her trying to take control of the situation.
Right. And lack of trust. Like she doesn't trust outsiders.
She's very suspicious of people.
Very suspicious of people. She doesn't like the paparazzi. She's terrified. So her backstory is really she's just scared of the paparazzi and she does not want the paparazzi to find her. And you ask why, but you will find out when you watch the show.
Her snarkiness, I think that really comes from a place of like, she wants to be in control, but she really isn't. It's just her way of attempting to make sure like she's in control.
Yeah, exactly. I guess one of the funnest things for me, and I think maybe one of the reasons why I made this choice, when we were like talking about what they were going to do, I wanted them to be in gowns and I wanted them to be all dolled up all the time. So whatever show or production or whatever they're working on, they're always just completely dressed up. And I think that adds so much to the show because it's kind of like, why are they wearing prom gowns?
Yeah, very, very fancy dresses for everything. Yeah. It's just what they think celebrities are. Fancy dresses, jewelry, makeup. And so that's their idea.
Yeah,
what celebrity
that's actually a really good point because what they're trying to do is they're trying to be celebrities. So they're doing what they think they're supposed to do. So they're red carpet ready pretty much every single day. So we shot it 2 years ago now. So we're hoping to release it March of 2020. The show. The full series. And we filmed it this time 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah. We were just getting ready with, I think
it was March, April, May. Yeah, I think this was when me and Aimee were really like
figuring out our dates, figuring out our costumes.
We made the conscious choice to keep it minimal locations. So we only had 2 film locations and we just alternated back and forth between those. And that's one of the good things about doing a series. It'd be tough to shoot a movie in 2 locations.
Yeah, we sort of made those 2 locations really work for us. We ended up using different spaces. We ended up doing a lot of set design and
a lot of set dressing, like so many different ways to get the spaces to work for us.
Yeah, and it ended up working out pretty well.
Yeah, it worked out great.
We started planning, figuring out when we would be ready and coordinating all the schedules. Jen, master at
my master
organizing a shoot. No one organizes a shoot like Jen.
It is a skill. I will take credit. I will take a lot of credit for that skill.
You take all credit for that because it's she sent out these spreadsheets upon spreadsheets and everything is all organized and we know exactly what's happening on which day.
Right.
And we're pretty aggressive.
Yeah, we were really aggressive. So I think part of the advantage to being overly organized and being overly obsessive about all the details and getting them all on paper ahead of time is that when you actually go to shoot, you can shoot a lot more.
Yeah.
So we were shooting, I think, like 12 to 15 pages a day, every day. And then we had one day, which was the craziest day, which, the good thing too about planning like that is we knew ahead of time that was gonna be a tough day. We were like, this is the big day. This is the big day. And I even remember it was like I think it was like April 22nd, and I remember that. And I remember we filmed like 22 pages in one day.
22 pages
in one day.
One day.
But we had a bunch of people. It wasn't just like 2 people for 22 pages. It was
we had like
9 or 10 manager auditions.
Yeah, we had 9 or 10. And then we had other additional people.
Yep, and then we had like a reality. We had a lot of stuff going on in that day.
And 2 locations that day too.
Yeah, it was 2 locations that day. But we were able to split up and like get the one because I think you ended up leaving to go set the next location and start getting people coming there. So I mean, it worked out, but it definitely was a tough day.
Very tough.
And then the funniest thing was our last day of shooting, which we thought was going to be pretty easy because like we had already shot everything and now we were shooting the pilot episode the last day.
Yeah.
And because the actress who plays our manager, Melissa O'Donnell, she lives in New York. So she was coming down just for that weekend to shoot those 2 days. And it was the very last day, and we're all set up to go. But the one thing that I had added to that day, because I needed it while Melissa was here, was the intro. Right. And we didn't think it was going to be so hard.
We didn't think. We thought, how hard could shooting the intro be?
Right. It was very hard.
It was very hard.
It took like half the day to get through that.
A significant amount of time was spent shooting the intro.
It was, and so then by the time we got to shoot the rest of it, it was like we were behind schedule, you know? So it was just, it was a tough day. And that was our longest day. That was the first day we went past 6 p.m.
Right. So that's another thing too, is we would, we'd be there early and ready to go, but we would get people, everybody would be out by like 5 or 6.
Right.
We didn't
all the actors
have really late days.
Yeah, no, and the actors were in and out, like because I mean, me and Aimee, pretty much knew. Well, we knew we were there all day, every day, right? So that wasn't an issue. So it was like anyone else who was supporting us. It was like they would come in. This chunk of time, let's do your scenes, okay, go. And that's kind of how we did it, which I think it also helped with the efficiency because people weren't as like...
Right, because I think another thing too is actors that drives us both crazy is having a call time at 9 a.m. and then they don't use you until 3. So on certain sets that are maybe a bigger budget, understand really can't, mess around too much. But also on bigger budget sets, they wouldn't waste that much time. So we decided we don't want to waste anyone's time either. So we would make sure to stagger our call times and try to get people out when we said we would.
Yeah. And it worked.
And it did. It did. But that really requires a lot of planning up front, which I have to go back to Jen and figuring out. We broke down everything by location and scenes and people.
Everything.
It's a lot of work that had to go into that.
But it was worth it. And the show turned out awesome. Like, it is good.
It is really good.
Really good.
Really proud of this show.
Really proud of this show. You write something or you make something and you just have all these, like, expectations for it.
Yeah.
But I can honestly say when I look back at the show, I'm like, there's really nothing that I'm like, I wish we would have done different. There's actually not much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really pleased with how it turned out as an actor. And then, like, just being on the other side of it, knowing how much we were doing to get it done.
Right.
And also not knowing, you're working and you're just hoping that you get everything. And we had a really, I'm very, very proud of it. I think it's really, I'm so excited to put it out there.
It's enjoyable. Like,
we watch it over and over again, and we
still enjoy it. It's still not like, it doesn't get tired. And my favorite thing is we both shown the show to a few people, like on the outside, like on the side, like just like
to sort of get perspective and
get feedback, get comments, like see how people react, and first of all, people laugh. What I've noticed is people laugh at things that I didn't even plan to be funny.
Yeah, I was surprised by that too. There's
like a lot
of people have found certain things funny that I didn't really think were funny until watching someone else watch it.
Right, so, and then they find it funny. So that's really cool. And then the one thing that everyone says who's watched the show is be like, can I watch the next episode?
Yeah.
Every time. Like,
I watch the next one.
Right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, no, you can't. But
music to our ears.
Yeah. Because if you watch one and you want to watch the next one, that's really all we want. Just keep watching it. So we're really proud of it. And I think it's very enjoyable and it's lighthearted and there's a storyline going on, and every character has a storyline, whether it's super prominent in the front or whether it's in the back. I think that's one of the really cool things that all the supporting characters have a backstory. They have storylines. They have things going on, which keeps it interesting. It's not just Gabby and Lex. While they're the forefront because they're the leads, there's everybody has everybody has stuff going on, and so that's really exciting. When watching a comedy too, to have that much depth.
Yeah, other characters that are gonna that have other storylines happening.
Yeah, and you wonder what's gonna happen next. Like, almost not like a suspense or anything, but it's just you want, I guess, a little suspenseful.
Yeah, I guess a little bit suspenseful. You're wondering like why things are happening the way they are,
or what's gonna happen next.
What's gonna happen next with a certain character? Yeah. So there's a little bit of suspense.
Yeah, and I think that's why people want to watch the next episode, because it's like, well, wait. Okay, I got to see what happens.
Yeah, like, what are these people doing?
Right. Mm-hmm. So we don't want to give too much away, so we're obviously not going to, like, share that about it, but...
Gotta watch watch.
Yeah, you gotta watch. It's worth the watch. Trust us.
Trust
It's
us.
worth it.
We wouldn't steer you wrong.
We would not. Yeah, so mostly we just wanted you guys to see us as ourselves.
Yes.
Because we play very opposite characters of
characters,
ourselves.
yes.
And
Yeah.
I think we thought it'd be kind of cool for you guys to see, like, you know, us.
See us.
Yeah, how we are, not like that.
Not just Gabby and Lex, which
You'll see
more
most
of.
of. It's mostly gonna be Gabby and Lex, but yeah, we're real people too, and we're pretty normal.
Yeah.
I mean, your definition,
Whatever
that is.
Whatever that is.
Yeah. So in summary,
Mhm.
I'm Jennifer MK. This is Aimee, Theresa. And we just want you guys to watch our show. It's coming out this spring.
Please watch.
Called Certifiable, again, in case you forgot. And we're gonna have that, and then just a quick also plug. What we're gonna be doing for fun is Gabby and Lex are gonna be doing an interview series with some local filmmakers, actors, actresses, and we're going to
Bring them on our show.
We're gonna bring them on our show, but we're gonna interview them as
Gabby,
character.
as Gabby and Lex. So it should be quite interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll want to miss it.
I think it'll
it'll be good.
I think it'll be a lot of fun. We have a lot of cool stuff coming for you guys. So just follow our social media. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. Both certifiable series, and then we are also personally our actor pages. We also have those too. If you wanna see us as
us.
us.
So give us a follow.
And not his character. Yeah, give us a follow. But yeah, check our stuff out, and we hope you like it. Thank you.
Thank you.